Okay, so the apron's already on, I know, but I have a lot that I want to cook today, so I'm going to try to get to it. I'm going to turn it a little bit and you're going to see all the ingredients.
Yeah, a lot of crap there.
Don't worry, I got something planned for most of this, I hope. Alright, so, oil is going to become later. I have my cutting board over here. And unfortunately, I'm going to be doing a lot of frying today. And I only really have one good pan to fry in. So it sounds like this is going to take a while. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is cut up a bunch of vegetables, which I didn't take enough out of the fridge actually. Yeah, I'll throw some peppers in. Why not? I have them. So the first item I'm going to be prepping ingredients for, not necessarily cooking, is going to be the longest one actually. And I'm definitely going to cut most of that out of this video because it's sometimes like, I'll just tell you what it is first. It's going to be fried rice. And yeah, I mean the actual prepping part isn't that bad, but for some reason I just feel like I'm not getting my oil hot enough. And it just sometimes just takes like an hour to fry up the way I want it to. But mainly for that, I'm just going to take a bunch of vegetables, some rice that's been in the fridge for a while, throw in a pan with hot oil, let that sit, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy to make, and if you got leftovers, like whatever meat you have, just throw it in there. Oh right, actually. Important vegetable, I should probably start with this one. Pineapple fried rice. Get a nice big knife, cut off the top. Now there's many ways to cut a pineapple, and I kind of went with one of the worst options because it's going to be hard to mimic at home. I actually bought this pineapple cutter. It seemed interesting. And I do enjoy pineapple, so it seemed like a good purchase. So basically, just kind of, the impression I got at least, I didn't read the instructions, I think I threw them out, or I don't remember if it came with them. You just kind of push it down, and just turn it. Just keep turning, keep pushing. And I'm hoping I'll be able to feel when it's at the bottom because I don't want to ruin the pineapple itself. I'm trying to remember like how big was it, so it's like around the same size. Okay, don't turn it sideways. Very juicy. Okay, I think that's about the bottom. Am I missing a step? Maybe I have to take this out? No, take that out later until you get rid of the core. You can just go back and forth and pull this up now. And there we go. Alright, so let's see how I do. Not too bad. I definitely stopped too early. I'm going to go back in and get the rest. So you cut down, take this out, slide these off, and now you just got like a bunch of pineapple rings, or in my case semicircles. Some good pineapple. Forgot how much I like pineapple. Wait, let's actually do what I wanted to this time. Oh, actually, that pretty much was the bottom. Alright, you don't have to push down. Considering how juicy this was, I could probably just like pour some vodka or something in here and just drink, and I'll have like a straight. I don't even know what that drink would be considered or called. I mean, I'm not really a huge vodka person, so. Alright, so I'm going to save that pineapple juice for later. And there's the core. Yeah, no, that's not good. I will say one big disadvantage of the pineapple cutter thing I just showed you is the fact that it is not adjustable. So if your pineapple is too big or too small, you won't end up with this lovely cup at the end. I've never felt so fancy in my life. See? Pretty good. I should probably take out some bowls or plates to store all these ingredients, because I'm going to be washing and reusing this cutting board a lot. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take it where I have some more room, leave all these vegetables over here. There we go. That's where my cutting board normally is. Probably you pointed up too much before anyway. I don't know how much of that pineapple stuff you actually saw. Okay. You know, yeah, this is all going to be in pineapple juice later anyway, so let's get a head start. Now for something like fried rice, I like some nice big pieces of onions to cook down. So I guess I'll just say chunk one medium onion, if that even makes any sense. Alright, this will go on that pineapple plate. Alright, I guess I'll do the peppers next. It's going in the rice. It's going to take a little piece of each one, each color. Take from this side. Yeah, so if you actually start at the pepper and kind of cut in a slight C shape, you kind of leave these garbage pieces behind and you get a nice big piece. This one actually kind of looks like butterfly. And you can use without having to clean it too much. It definitely saves some time. And I hope I have as much of that as possible after this. So for the rice, the peppers can be small pieces. I find it easier to cut starting with the skin on a pepper, just because once you go through the harder part, the softer part is easy, but if you underestimate the soft part, then you're just left with a partially cut pepper. Bowl of peppers, very colorful. Now, last time I made a salad, I had a huge carrot, so I just cut it up, and I left these I guess I made these little carrot sticks. It was too much for the salad, so I just put them in a bag. Now, if I knew my little pineapple cutter thing was coming in the mail today, I would have taken a chicken out of the fridge to defrost. Sorry, out of the freezer. However, an interesting thing with fried rice is you can use whatever meat you got. So if you have any leftovers, just take them out of the fridge and just cut a little bit of off. It was pork roast I made not too long ago, so I'm gonna take a couple pieces out of this. Oh, maybe I'll make a pork roast video. I mean, it's very simple the way I do it, but it can be slightly modified however you want. It's the healthier piece of the pig. Not where bacon comes from. Like, if bacon's the bottom of the belly, this is like more near like the back or the shoulder or something. Alright, there's some pork. Let's get some of that flavor in there. And this I'm also going to put in with peppers. Yeah, if that doesn't look like enough pork, I'll cut up more. Of course. One last vegetable, some celery to go with the rice. The only thing I will say that you have to watch out for when doing this is that your rice is not freshly made. You do need some rice that's left over so that the moisture came out of it, because when rice cooks, it's way too wet. I just realized I'm forgetting two more things for the rice. The most important is garlic. Oh yeah, like I said, the rice needs to be dried out. That way it can actually fry, and the water and the oil aren't fighting each other. Another classic component of a fried rice, an egg or two. Okay, there's some garlic. Okay, now, next item. I'm going to be making two different kinds of egg rolls. The first is going to be buffalo chicken egg rolls, and that's going to consist of buffalo chicken, carrots, and celery. This is bought from a deli. This is not buffalo chicken made by me, unfortunately. I don't know what I'm saying, unfortunately, actually. It's pretty good from the deli. Let's get one of those out. And I'll cut these into, I guess, strips and then in half once more so they're smaller. And then the carrots and celery are going to get cubed. The carrots will be around the same size as I did for the rice. The celery is going to be a bit smaller than I did for the rice. I'm going to douse this with some buffalo sauce. And most people would probably know it's like some kind of ranch dipping sauce for this. I actually am not a fan of ranch at all. So I'm just going to dip this in more buffalo sauce or just not even do that at all. It looks like I'm mopping later. Yeah, that's one egg roll filling. The other egg roll is going to be like a cheeseburger egg roll. So that's going to get lettuce, pickles, and onions. If I was a big strong man here to open the pickle jar for me though. I'm going to wash my hands. Oh wow, that was much easier. Okay. So let's take out some little guys, some little gherkins, and I guess I'm basically going to be making small pieces. I'm going to assume this is very similar as if I was to make my own Hot Pockets. If I was to make a cheeseburger Hot Pocket, what I would end up doing. Which, not a bad idea for another video actually. If anyone wants to see that, if anyone even watches these, maybe comment down below and let me know if you'd want to see me make some custom Hot Pockets. I mean, I haven't made pastry dough in a little while. Actually, let's dice these up and see what this looks like. That'll probably be okay for the pickles. I'll see what it looks like when I cut up the other stuff. Actually, this might be too much pickles, I'm not sure. Got a small onion here, probably going to use about half of this. When I'm not using the whole onion, I like to leave the root part attached and take from the other side. It's not clean. Oof. I'm not crying because the onions, I just thought it was something really sad. No, I think it's from the onions. Now these ones I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing like barbecue sauce or ketchup or whatever. So I don't really think I'm going to put much inside of these ones like how I did buffalo sauce for the chicken ones. Now lettuce. It might look dirty, but it's just the outside layer because it's what got oxidized. Once I cut that off, I'm left with some nice green. Okay. And let's wash this. I mean, I can give up now and have a decent salad. Yeah, the only thing left for the burger one is some ground beef. I'm just going to grab this and throw some in as I'm doing it. I'm not going to mix it up like I did with the other ones. So, there's the burger one. Alright, so now that I've prepped all my ingredients, and it's only been about 40 minutes, let's actually start cooking. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get the rice going, and then start doing the egg rolls. If the egg rolls prep is quicker than I think, I'm just going to put another pan on here, get some more oil, and do them in two separate cooking, whatever. Might have been a little bit too much oil, but not a big deal. Yeah, I cut up garlic. So I'm making fried rice or cooking with oil. One of the first things I actually like to do, I like to call prepping the oil. What I do is I take crushed red pepper and clove garlic, and I let those saute for a bit. Well, the oil has to be hot first. I should have started heating the oil earlier. While I wait for the oil to heat up, I do actually have to cut the pineapple smaller. I mean, I guess if you want, you can use canned pineapple, but it doesn't really beat the fresh stuff. But that kind of goes with almost everything. I'm going to take my other pineapple rings and put them in a bag, and hopefully when I'm done with that, the oil's hot enough to start cooking. Future snack time. Now that I'm all prepped, I'll leave you up here. This. Yep, good. The oil's hot enough. And that was not a pun on the crushed red pepper, I promise you. That was just a pleasant, happy accident. Let's get that garlic in there. I think that's garlic. Oh wow, my oil is much hotter than I thought it was. Let me lower the heat. It's browning that quick. Alright, spatula. Now I could have used a little bit more foresight. The celery and the meat don't go in right away, but the carrots and peppers do. So I'm just going to try to get the meat and celery out of the top of that bowl I did before, and then just dump the carrots and peppers directly into this. The egg and pineapple are like the very last, because the pineapple has water content and that'll make the oil burst and stuff burn, and the egg just cooks really fast. And the meat's already fully cooked, so I'm really just trying to heat up the meat. Alright. If you have bags of frozen vegetables, you can really just dump those straight into oil. You don't have to cut like I did. The idea is just to get like a lot of flavors and a lot of color into the oil. Where's that bowl? Let's put the meat and celery back in now. I don't know if that was garlic or onion, I'm just throwing it in there. The onion is going to go in very shortly, I just wanted to... The idea is basically let the peppers brown a tiny bit, and that's usually a good sign of when you can add in these onions. And one of the reasons I'm making fried rice today is I plan on cleaning my oven soon, so I figured let's make a real mess out of it before doing that, shall we? Raise that fire back up a tiny bit now that the onions are in. I know a piece of onion flew somewhere. You guys probably have a great angle to see where that onion went. I have no idea. Maybe it went in my tea. Went behind it. Okay. Now onion does shrink if you give it time to cook. That's why I left these to be some nice big pieces. These might have been a little bit bigger than I probably should have left them. I mean, I don't think I'm actually going to let this oil get hot enough to let the onions really be the main star in this heat for long enough for them to shrink as much as they can, but who knows. rather have big pieces of onions than disappeared pieces of onions. Because I'm going to need eggs for egg wash on the egg rolls. And more towards my counter. Now I let these thaw out in my fridge for a couple days so I didn't have to deal with what I did last time when I made that Philly cheesesteak episode. I am going to fold them all the same. I'm not going to fold them different to differentiate cheeseburger or buffalo chicken or anything like that. Now these are the ones that actually broke and half dissolved on me last time. I'm going to give them a try first because they're a little bigger. And yeah, they're just coming right apart and they're much easier to work with now, so that's good. I don't really care which one's which, so I'm just going to make them and put them on the plate together. Alright. I'm pretty sure I use this one because it's yellow and that yellow means egg. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do a light layer of egg on the entire thing. Try my best not to let my rice burn. Well, actually, it's not even the rice yet, it's just vegetables. Actually, yeah, the onion's browning, so... Actually, let's just add the rice. Pretty easy. Alright, so hopefully you watch this video and pick up on all the things not to do. Like, if you know there's going to be an order to put things in the food, maybe like plan accordingly. Like, I thought I was doing that, but I didn't really do a good job of that. Don't want to say I didn't do it at all. I'm going to pretend to give myself a little bit of credit. More because I want credit, not I think I'm due credit. But yeah, now basically the rice is just going to sit like this for about a half hour or so. Every so often I'll stir, and then I'm going to add in the meat and the eggs. And then some other stuff at the end. I don't really need to cover that. I don't really care about that. Alright, back to the egg rolls. Because I'm going to be working with raw egg, I'm actually going to take some cheese and put it in a bowl so I'm not contaminating my egg. That bowl has from something else. Actually, I could probably use this container. Just trying to give myself a little bit less dishes. I like cheese. And I had room in that one. Even though that was probably a good size, I'm going to see if I can stuff more. I can't even tell what's lettuce and what's onion. Maybe this one's too much. I mean, I do want these to be, like, hearty. Like, these aren't no side dish egg rolls. These are main course egg rolls. Yeah, there we go. That one closed up pretty nicely, actually. Alright. Yeah, now, you know, they've been getting bigger as I've been going along. Time to do the same thing with the buffalo. And I do want to apologize to these egg roll wrappers for trying to call them out last time. I guess it was my own negligence for not properly defrosting them, because they're perfectly fine to work with today. Now, cheddar's not going to cut it for buffalo chicken. However, I was thinking about using some smoked Gouda. Smells actually really good. It's a Gouda cheese. It's like delicious Play-Doh. Just want to make sure this actually makes sense going together. It's going to take a little bit of everything. Yeah, I actually really enjoy that combination of flavors. So let's grate some Gouda. So am I having a good Gouda time or a grate time? Wow, I kind of messed that up. Don't try to be too bad on that joke just now. I know it was really cheesy. Alright, I'll try my best to stop. It won't be easy. I should have come up with a cheddar one. Alright, no. No, I'm stretching. These are like a stretch at best. I'm gonna need more cheese than that. Let's just do the whole thing. If this goes at the right time, which would be really great, not a cheese joke, I promise you, just my vocabulary at that point. I might be able to take the rice out and throw the egg rolls into the oil with the same pan, which was initially my plan. I just didn't think the timing was actually going to work out like that. Okay, I'm going to stop there for now because I do like having that when I have some wine or crackers or something. Leave myself a small chunk. Now I think normally around now is when I would be adding the meat and the egg and the pineapple and stuff, but I want to be able to give that a more watchful eye when I do it because that's kind of like the end game for the rice. So I'm just going to wait until I do these buffalo chickens. I've been doing a lot of experimentation with pizza, like homemade dough and cooking times, temperatures, how much flour, yeast, and stuff like that to use. I'll eventually, when I kind of have more of a method, either that I'm proud of, or at least looks really good, the end result, I'll be making a video of that. So look forward to that. If you want, I don't know. Can't really tell you what to look forward to or not, actually, I don't know. Alright, first the meat. Let me cut another piece of pork before I continue. I'm going to need that for the egg rolls in just a minute. Well, this is basically just like an alternative to soy sauce. If you have some soy sauce, dump it in. And some sesame seeds. Okay, I said some, but it's a lot of sesame seeds. Alright, once the pineapple starts to darken around the edges a little bit, then the egg goes in. Oh. Actually, let me add some of that pineapple juice I was talking about. You know, I'm starting to regret cracking that second egg, actually. I don't think I need that much for the amount of rice I actually have here. I mean, I think what I had wasn't enough, but I feel like the second egg was maybe too much. I'll find out when I add it. I think that pineapple juice might have made this too watery. The pineapple isn't really burning. I feel like by now, especially with the fire almost maxed out, I should have had some browning on it. But I'm going to get started on the egg then. I feel like this has been a good amount of time for this. So what I like to do is I like to drop in the egg, which yes, I used all of it. I know I said I wasn't going to. Then take a couple pieces of the rice and just like really mix it up in there. It's not a rice omelet, but the idea is to not let it get omelette-y too much, is to make pieces. And then I just mix this in with the rest of the rice as it cooks, like so. But yeah, right now it's just a matter of waiting for all the yellow to become slightly brown, both the pineapple and the egg, or whichever one happens first, and the rice is done. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh oil to this once I get this all scooped out. Maybe give this a quick rinse just because I don't really want the pineapple flavor on the egg rolls. Start to get hot. That was pretty funny, actually. I think that was funny, at least. Now I'm going to try to do this without burning myself as much as possible, or by burning myself as little as possible. Okay. Gonna need a bit more for the egg rolls. Now I just need this oil to get hot. And those egg rolls are next. So while this oil is heating up, I'm going to start sponging down some of my egg-covered counter and my Anchor battery pack, which is also a third of the way to being its own omelet. Alright, that sizzling sound means it's ready for the egg rolls. I could smell the buffalo sauce. I think those are all buffalo chicken. That was hot. And these are the hamburgers. I'm going to raise the fire now that they're in there. Actually, no, I don't want it to get too hot, because I still need that raw meat to cook, that hamburger meat. And now that plate that I had these on, I'm going to cover that in some paper towels, because these are going to go on here when they're done. Because again, I'm not trying to drink oil. Yeah, I'm probably going to skip this part for you guys, because I want to get a head start on my dishes. Guess I wasn't getting much of a head start. I think these are almost ready to flip. Nope. Oh, actually, yeah, these ones on the bottom are. Now, this would be great if I had a deep fryer, especially if I could set the temperature on. Not sponsored by Hamilton Beach, but could go for some Hamilton Beach products. I don't even know if they're still considered a name brand of like small kitchen appliances or whatever. Like toasters and deep fryers or any of that. I'm going to flip these back though, because they're not really the color I want yet. I do want like an even brown, not this bubbling leoparding of brown, cheetah print, whatever it's, I don't know. I don't want spottiness. I want a nice brown coat. Okay, so it seems I broke one of them. I know that wasn't a pun on the word seems. So that one's going to be a little deep fried on the inside. I will say some of these bigger ones, my oil wasn't really deep enough to get the full of them. Like I said, a deep fryer would have really helped out with this. However, it's got a nice color overall. Plus, I don't really think I'm going to be eating all these anyway. Let me rephrase, I'm not eating all of these right now. I'm definitely going to be eating all these over the next week, I guess. Well, there's 7 of them. I'm eating more than one of them right now, so I hope I don't eat all of these today. Get some paper towels ready for these. You're not here to drink oil, you're here to eat some good food. So I'm going to finish up my dishes and let these cool down a bit. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes to open these up and have a bite. Okay, so dishes are ready. I don't know if the food's even cooled down that much, it hasn't been that long. I do think this was a little bit over-ambitious for a Tuesday, which means if I don't post this for a couple days, you'll know exactly how long it took me to even bother uploading and editing this. I don't need a fork. I'll take a spoon for the rice though. Let's start with an egg roll. I was wrong about being able to tell what's what by looking. I'm pretty sure this one's buffalo just because of the size of it. That's still way too hot. I should have taken 1 or 2 of these and cut them earlier. Okay. And I think this is that first burger one I made. I'm not too sure. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So the meat, actually the hamburger meat is cooked plenty. It's actually a little bit overcooked for my liking, so I'm actually very happy I did not sear little like hot dog shaped burgers to throw in with these. Alright, plus the burgers are going to shrink a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to do these without sauce or anything, just to actually eat them as they are. So I got my cheddar cheeseburger with pickles, onions, and lettuce. And I got my buffalo chicken with carrots, celery, and smoked Gouda. That one's much hotter. I'm going to take a bite of the burger first. It's too hot. It is good though. I mean, it tastes like if a burger was like just shoved forcibly inside of a pretzel, which is not a bad thing. I mean, fast food places trying to do pretzel buns all the time. This is definitely better than that. I would make these again. Well, this one at least. I'll let you know about the buffalo chicken one. The pickle and the lettuce tastes are coming in good. I definitely could have used more cheddar in this one at least, but it is there as a hint. The meat's actually a little too overcooked, so maybe I should have just cranked up the heat earlier to get the outside cooked. That way the inside would have had some rare in it still. But yeah, that's two things I would definitely cook it hotter to burn the outside quicker and let the inside stay rare. More cheese. Unless the other ones are cheesier. It might just be this one didn't add that much. It was the first one. Now, this one I can see it oozing with cheese, unless that's from the buffalo sauce, and this is actually an omelet now. Because, is there egg in buffalo sauce? I don't know actually if there's egg in buffalo sauce. There's butter. Alright, this one has too much cheese. Very strong Gouda taste. I mean, smoked Gouda is a strong flavor to begin with. I should have known that and used less. The carrots and celery are really providing more of a texture right now. The taste is there slightly. I'm getting a strong Gouda taste and buffalo mostly. The chicken isn't really there too much in this one. Maybe I just didn't get that chickeny of a bite. Okay, actually, it's starting to taste like, I don't know why, but the ham, egg, and cheese Hot Pocket with much better cheese. Oh, it's so hot. If I just did a little chewing with my mouth open, I'm so sorry. It's just so hot I couldn't keep my mouth closed. Of the two halves I ate so far, the burger one is definitely better. So good. Alright. Now for the main star of this evening. The pineapple. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Yeah, I put the rice inside the pineapple. That's the main reason I wanted that little pineapple tool. I've tried so many times to hollow out a pineapple while cutting it, and I just always end up breaking the side or whatever. The amount of rice I made actually fit. I did have to pack this in a little bit much, so I actually did make too much rice for the size of this pineapple. There was so much oil in that paper, like it filtered it out like a coffee filter. It didn't even just like grab some out, it had to filter it into the bottom of the bowl. But this is my bowl now. Yeah. I mean, I make this rice a lot. The only difference was using that pork. Normally something like this I would use chicken. And it's just as good as I remember it being. And I just feel so much better eating it out of the pineapple. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, there we go. There's my American Chinese food. I don't even know what to call it. I mean, buffalo chicken and hamburgers are pretty American food. They're like almost as... I mean, hamburgers are like one of the most American foods that I can think of. Other than just like taking the entire cow, killing it, throwing it on a grill, and just putting it in front of you on a plate. Nice porterhouse or something. The rice is probably more authentic Chinese style, but I guess putting in the pineapple kind of ruins that. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna get eaten. Thank you for watching, and bye.